Don't you think your pet deserves a special treat without all those ingredients you can't pronounce? Your pet deserves the best source of ingredients. I agree. That's why Hound House Treats is established to give your pet the best all-natural handcrafted treats packed with flavor. Try our chicken, turkey, and our pink salmon jerky. These products are 100% natural and USDA certified. It's prepared without no added hormones or steroids, no growth-promoting antibiotics, no artificial ingredients, flavors, or preservatives. Grain-free. Don't cheat your dog nutrients. Treat your dog to a healthy snack at www.houndhousetreats.com.
You are now tuned into 2111 Radio Show, hosted by our program director, Derrick Scott.
Okay, welcome to the 2111 Radio Show. I'm your host, Derrick Scott, and I have an exclusive interview with a young man. He has a new movie out called Can't Get Right. I just saw this movie is hilarious. So we're going to get him right now. Film producer, director, writer, Marcus Head. Let me bring him in here right now. What up, brother?
What's up, D? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Give me a round of applause, everybody, because at the end of the day, this guy's wow. So welcome to 2111 Radio. So what's good with you? How's everything?
Oh, hey, man, everything is love, brother. Cool runnings. Appreciate you finally be able to get me on the show. You guys done roll the red carpet out, man, and definitely professional. I feel the good vibe.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I really do. So rumor has it you're from Chicago?
Yes, sir. Born and raised in the Windy City.
Ooh, damn.
Yes, sir.
And now you're in Florida. How did that?
Well, first of all, Florida is a beautiful water city, and it's not cold. It may get hot, but it's not cold. And I actually just, like I said, I've bounced around. Chicago's always home. I lived in Atlanta for a while, and I've been here in Florida about 8 years. What's funny is I'm actually moving back to Atlanta next week.
Back to where? Atlanta?
Hey, that's where it's at, man. That's little Africa.
Actually, let me tell you something. You're 100%. Atlanta is like the new Hollywood.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's definitely a good move. Definitely. Well, I'm in Orlando, so that's the crazy part. So
I love me some Orlando.
Get it. Yeah, Orlando's nice. I think you're like an hour and a half away.
Yep.
Something like that, right? So yeah.
Yep. About that.
So, I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you go to school for film or anything like that?
Yeah, I went to YouTube University and Skillshare University. Those were my teachers, brother. And watching TV and turning the sound down and analyzing. No, I did not go to film school. No, sir.
And let me tell y'all something. Y'all definitely got to see this movie. It's called Can't Get Right. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Did you have a problem with naming it that? Because if I'm not mistaken, that actually came from a film called Life. And they used to call a young man Can't Get Right. So did you ever have any problem with that?
No, actually, Can't Get Right is what my grandmother used to call me. You know, she used to say, you just can't get right, you know, and they used to call me Red, you know, was my nickname when I was little.
What?
And I used to always get in trouble. The movie is based off some parts of my life. But yeah, I used to always get in trouble. They used to call me Can't Get Right. They say, boy, you just can't get right. Boy, you need to get right. And my mother always said, my grandmother used to always say, you need to get right with Jesus. That's what she always used to say.
It is.
Right with Jesus. Hey, don't start. Sure, we start church early.
I'm done. So another thing I found out is that you actually was a stand-up comic at one point.
Man, you did your homework. You know what? Rodney Perry said it best. Once a comedian, always a comedian. I'm going to always have that persona of, and when we're on the set, when you're on the set with a bunch of comedians, everybody's going what we used to call cadding and sigging, to where you go back and forth against each other. I still hit them. I still get them. Yeah.
So you be getting them.
I still get them. I still got about 5 good minutes left in me where I can kill it.
Speaking of 5 minutes, now I would give you a name. Uptown Comedy Club in Atlanta.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about that story, please?
Oh, Uptown. Which story? There's so many stories to tell, brother.
You did the 5-minute set that you had. You was like 5 minutes, and the rest kind of went left.
Yo, yeah. Wow, you really did your homework. Wow. You know what? It actually wasn't at Uptown. It was at Comedy Act Theater on 10th Street. Bruce was the host. Ricky Harris, rest in peace, was the headliner.
Ooh.
And I went there a couple of times, and I really liked it. And my girlfriend at the time had a birthday. So, Bruce called and said, "Who's having a birthday?" He said, "What your man get?" She said, "Nothing." And then Bruce called me up there, and he started talking about me. And then I started talking about him. And I got a couple of chuckles. So I was like, "Oh, I like this." So I was like, "Bruce, I'm going to do this." And Bruce was like, "Yeah, come back. You look funny." So I came back. I got on stage. I did Fire Marshal Bill for like 3.5 minutes. And I do a killer Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something. Suppose you're walking down the street. And all of a sudden, I used to kill Fire Marshal Bill. So after the Fire Marshal Bill, they got their attention. And it went downhill from here, bro. I mean, it went left real bad. But you know what was funny? Is after I got off stage, let me tell you who was there that night. Yeah. Kevin Hart, Mike Epps, a guy named Chris Charles, Small Fry, and what was the other dude's name? I forget. But after I got off set, Bruce came up to me and said, "Brother, keep doing your thing, brother." He said, "Sometimes it don't work out, but keep doing your thing." And then Kevin Hart pulled me over to the side. And this is before Kevin Hart became big. Because this was like in 94, 95. Okay. And Kevin Hart came up to me. He said, "Look, man," he said, "you got a good stage presence." He said, "What you did right there, that wasn't it, but you got a good stage presence. So come back, be encouraged, and don't let that bother you." And it took me like 2 weeks to get my confidence to come back up. And then I went back up there, and I did a great job. I didn't kill it, but I didn't the Sandman wasn't going to come out and get me.
Right, exactly.
And then I actually started it took me a while, but what I did, when I first started, I did all Red Foxes and Ronaldo Ray jokes. No doubt. But I found my niche because the black clubs wasn't really my niche starting out. So I started going to the mainstream clubs, got funny, got work, got booked, did cruises. Then I got my confidence up. Then I went to the black rooms, and there's nothing like doing a hole in the wall, club, because you're funny when you can do those clubs. And then, like I said, I wasn't getting any love on stage. So I created my own rooms to where I had the headliners come to me, paid them and say, "Look, I'll bring you to my show. I'm going to pay you, but you got to take me on the road with you." And that's how I started, building that relationship way ahead of the time. And then I started, like I said, doing comedy clubs and things. And I got my first big break working at Columbia House in South Carolina for a week with Ron White. And he just finished the Blue Collar tour. And we didn't get along at all. We didn't get along at all. When I first started, I was real raunchy. Yeah, I was real raunchy. And I was funny. And he didn't like it because I used to do that, that song, "Whoa," by Black Rob. I used to come out and say, "If you got bad credit," let me say, "Whoa." "You got bad kids," let me say, "Whoa." So every time I would say something funny, the crowd would say, "Whoa." And by the time he came up, everybody was saying, "Whoa," every time he said something funny. So he didn't like that.
Oh, no, I wouldn't like it either. What the hell?
So he told me that if I don't get it together, I'm going home. And I knew he couldn't get rid of me because I was under contract.
Exactly.
But I understood where he was coming. So I cleaned it up a little bit, and he loved it. And we had a great week. And he took me on the road with him for a couple of years. And I really learned what big production and all that was about. So kudos to Ron White, Mr. Tater Salad. Kudos to Ron White. Yeah. Funny, very funny dude.
Shout out to my man. That's so cool. we're gonna talk about how you got these characters. Let me explain. So I have pictures, right?
Okay.
So the film is called Can't Get Right, right?
With a
So what I'm gonna do,
RITE. Let's
yeah,
make sure everybody
RITE.
it's on
Exactly.
Tubi. RITE, not RIGHT.
So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna actually show y'all the clip. I'm gonna show y'all the
Okay.
trailer for this. And then we're gonna come back with my man Marcus Head. All right. So let's get to the clip and then we're gonna come right back with my man Marcus. Okay. Let's get it.
Get ready for a laugh out loud, gut busting comedy.
Oh snap! I'm late for work!
M-Head Films presents Can't Get Right. An irresponsible man living with his pot smoking religious grandma
With a bozo suit on.
finds money belonging to the mob.
Which one of you is Tyler?
Oh, you heard about my fresh cut saying you wanted to get one? We ain't here for no haircut.
Realizing
So don't
he
be
is
a wise
in
guy.
over
Don't
his
be a
head,
wise guy.
trying to
Don't be
keep
a
up with
wise
his
guy.
cousin's
Don't be a wise
barbershop and out of danger from the mob. Tyler must find a way to get right.
And you know when you go to rolling that weed up like back in the day, your
Starring
hands go to
Shouty
clanking.
Shouty, Rodney Perry,
Hey, granddaddy, come on over there.
Boy, you called me your granddaddy, I ain't your granddaddy.
from writer and director Marcus Head.
Man, if you don't shut your Popeye eating pickle in the peppermint sucking lemon pepper blow pop lip.
That's it! Tyler, you're fired!
What my name
This
is?
weekend, August
Yuppie.
29th
Bob,
through May
the
1st.
ATL is back.
Cause he ain't fit for employment nowhere elsewhere, child.
Catch the exclusive Our Way TV premiere. Can't Get Right.
That hilarious. So yes, I definitely seen this movie today, and I'm gonna tell you it's hilarious. Y'all definitely need to check it. It's actually on Tubi. Y'all definitely need to catch it. So I'm putting some pictures up, and the actual star of this movie to me, I don't know if y'all think so, but it's Shorty. He is hilarious.
Okay.
So this is my man. So how did this connection happen? So you knew him for years?
Yeah, I've known Shawty for years, but we like haven't talked in a long time.
Uh,
And Little Duval was actually going to be one of my first choices, and he was
okay.
actually out of town. So
Yeah.
when we was going to do production, so I had another character who I was going to have, and he was on the Tyler Perry project, and Tyler Perry gave him some more money,
No
so
doubt.
he wouldn't come do the project.
Of course.
So then I was like, all right, who can I do? And Shawty popped up in my mind. And, Shawty had a history, of some things that came about. So I actually, I'm putting money in his production, and this is my
Yeah.
first production. So I've been in the business over 10 years, but this is like my first under my belt. So I wanted to make sure I hit this right. And I reached out to a bunch of people I did comedy with years. And some people say, don't go with them. And some people say, what can you lose? And then some people said some great things. And then I actually called him. We talked for like 2 hours. And, I ain't talked to him in so long. Because last time I talked to him, everything was a curse word, and this is 20 years ago.
Okay.
And when I talked to him, not one curse word, he's on a radio show with Young Jock and
Yeah.
Miss Shanika on the Morning Street Takeover. And he just seemed like a total different person. And I really appreciate it. We built a nice little bond that we still have today. And, when he first started out, he was a little nervous. But I have to say, he really came through, did his thing, wasn't a diva on set. And like I said, we made it happen.
Let me see. Shout out to Shorty. Listen, you gotta take chances. You take chances on people.
Yeah. So,
I'm
I was
happy.
really,
Yeah.
I was happy.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I was really happy.
I'm happy you took a chance on him because you can't go by what everybody else's experiences are.
Nope.
You understand? That's called being blackballed. You
Yeah.
understand? If everybody coming back with negative, you took it upon yourself to go to him personally, call him up, connect on a completely different level, and I guarantee you, he appreciates you more than anybody that's in this industry right now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you took
definitely.
it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
definitely.
So that comes with experience, and you, like I said, you wanted somebody for this part. You chose somebody that couldn't do it, but Shorty, I couldn't even imagine Little Duval anybody else doing this part. I think you picked the right
Isn't
guy.
isn't that funny how that works out?
Yes, yes. So now this guy right here, Rodney Perry, he's been around for ages. Like this guy right here,
Wow. Yes, sir.
hilarious. How did
Yes.
so you've been touring with him, comedy, or you just knew him personally? How did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I did some shows with Rodney back in the day. He one of the OGs,
Yes,
and
he is.
I was a big fan of him when he was on the Monique show, like everybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
And
yeah.
when he did the couple Tyler Perry movies, and I was just like, for this part I wrote for the Officer Benjamin Buford that he played, like a redneck cop that racial profiling black people.
Yes, he was.
Imagine that. Um, and the one thing I can say about Rodney Perry is one of the best improv people that you're gonna see out there. Where you
Yeah.
gave him a line, he gonna
Uh-huh.
master the line, but he gonna put his own personality on it.
There it
And
is.
and we have two more other projects that we're doing right now. So I mean, he's a legend, and
Yes, he is.
one of the coolest people you'll ever meet, and he'll give you advice that makes sense, to where he's not going to step over you being the director and the producer, but he's just going to give you some advice that makes sense. And he definitely was a big asset on the set. Definitely.
Yes. And then you had this young man on the show now. For those who don't know, his name is Damon Williams.
Yes, Damon Williams. Damon and I
Williams.
go way back. Man, we go back about 25 years. And he's from hometown Chicago. And Damon is one of the people that really kept me working when I was in Chicago because he had a couple of rooms. So he always, showed love. And like I said, we did a lot of shows together. And he's always been the same. He started out as a manager, owner of Subway, and I had him on my podcast, and he told all that story. And Damon's a cool dude, good guy. And like I said, we got a project we got coming up, and the pattern is, if you keep good relations with people, you never know when you're gonna need them and when they're gonna need you. And Damon was an asset, getting me a lot of people to vouch for my film, to get me money for my film, and bringing a lot of credibility. And like I said, I have access. I'm about to go on Silver Wilkes show with Damon coming up soon, and a lot of people he really introduced me to. I didn't have the reach to get to.
Right. Wow.
So shout out to Damon. Definitely.
Shout out to Damon.
True homie.
Yeah. So now I did do a little digging. I did do some digging. So I noticed that you manage really well with these artists. And what is this true that you was actually a manager at Steak and Shake?
Did you talk to somebody in my family? Yes. My first wife gave me an ultimatum. And the ultimatum was, you got 1 year to make this comedy thing work, or you need to get a job. So we got divorced. And so I did get into the hospitality business. I started out in the restaurant business in a hospital, believe it or not, in the dietary, where we were just, putting up food on the food trays, and I just evolved and elevated. And yes, I was a manager, and I became a general manager and a regional manager for Steak and Shake. Damn. And that was an experience because that was like one of the first real management jobs that I had. I used to manage a car wash, but that was the first time I actually managed $1 million corporation. And Steak and Shake is so different because you're dealing with the 16-year-old that's never had a job before, to that old lady Flo that's been there 20-something years. You can't tell nothing. You got to argue with her every single day about her shifts.
Yes.
So I really enjoyed it because it taught me three things. It taught me how to deal with budgets. It taught me how to manage personalities. And probably the biggest thing is I learned a lot about myself by teaching and developing people and really seeing them grow and become managers through my tutelage. And I used to be one of the training managers as well in a short period of time, believe it or not. And it just, I love teaching. I love developing is what I really love. I was that close from being a 5th grade teacher, but I love developing talent, minds, and just seeing the growth of people that I had anything to do with. That inspires me.
That's what's up right there. Listen, and see, it's funny that the hospitality that you had as far as in doing the restaurant managing different personalities because it's a lot. Just like you said, from a 16-year-old kid to the 70-year-old woman that's been there for years and don't want you to tell her nothing. So yes,
right.
I definitely get it. And this movie, I'm telling you, I love this movie. I'm actually looking at it again tonight because my family, my son told me he saw it at the end. He said, I need to catch it. So I said, we're going to look at that as soon as we finish this interview tonight. So
I wanted to do one of those 90 throwback films to where you're going to be talking about certain scenes 5-10 years from now. And people are already talking about it. We're doing very well with it. It's on the recommended list. And it's also like when you watch a movie on Tubi, after that movie is over, it's one of the first movies that pops up.
It is.
So yeah, so we're doing very well, and I'm very excited. But let me tell you a quick story about when we first started. Because of my inexperience of being a producer and director. Like I said, I've been a writer for years. I've been a writer, on productions and being a production assistant and writing scripts and things like that. Like I said, my wife and I was watching TV, couldn't find anything on TV, and you know how you paying for Netflix and Prime and all that, couldn't find anything. So my wife looked over at me and said, why don't you just write a damn movie? You're always talking about it. So one thing led to another, started writing it. We ended up putting it together. And like I said, nobody taught me anything. I learned how to do it myself. And we started the production. I had a investor who was supposed to come in, and they told me, I got the money coming. So we started production, and I'm shooting the film, and the money is not in the bank yet. You know, we got some money in the bank, but all the money is not in the bank.
Right.
So I'm like, so imagine shooting a film on the rest, because I'm waiting for the money to come into the bank. So every time I'm finished and we say cut, I'm checking my account. You know,
see if it's there. Yeah.
Money never came. So we shot for 7 days, and we had to shut it down. I couldn't pay the cast. I paid the production. I paid the production thanks to my AD who gave me some money to help pay the production. But I couldn't pay the cast. I paid Rodney Perry, but I couldn't pay the cast, and I had to go get some more money. So it took us 2 months. Montel Jordan, I was done know this brother from Mechanic Paint. Reached out to him, told me he wasn't interested. He got stuff come on. Reached out to him again, told me he wasn't interested. And Montel Jordan is a real nice person. He ain't gonna tell you to go to hell. He gonna say not interested. Kept going, and then finally, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and he said, I love your persistency and I love the rapport. And not only did he help me with money for the film, but he also blessed me with 3 songs on the film, including one with him and Lecrae. Yes, so we had some real quality music. We got a Rick Ross song on there.
Yes, you are.
So put it all together. Finally paid everybody. Got the film done. Then my editor just did a number on me. We couldn't agree on the money, so he held all my footage hostage. But I had backup footage, so I went and found another editor. And sometimes you pay for what you get, but I got lucky. Shout out to Blake Magic, because Blake Magic came through and edited, and we put it together after some long, hard nights. Finally put the film together. Then after I put the film together, then I went all over I went like 8 cities, going on radio shows, promoting it. Just shout out to everybody, WGCI, especially in Chicago. My man Leon Rogers hit me on his thing, and couldn't get a distribution deal. So I prayed on it and got on YouTube, type how to get your film on TV or how to get your film distribution, studied that, followed the guideline, and eventually made a couple phone calls. And then I got lucky, a distribution. Shout out to Homestead Entertainment, took a chance on me. And like I said, it's one of the most popular shows that they had in their rotation at the moment. So just show you can do anything. You put your mind to it, you put the hard work to it, pray, believe, have faith, and but consistency. That's the biggest thing. Biggest thing. Wow. Yeah, wow is right. That's what I said a couple of times.
Yo, man, listen, let me tell you something. We could say it's a lot of hard work, but that was God at work too.
Yes. Because all this during the pandemic. All of it
Yeah.
during the when the kids were out of school and they was at home.
Right.
We doing meetings and with Montel and other people while we talking, and my daughter, no shirt on, 5 years old, got her shirt all over her head, spinning around, knocking the camera down and everything. Yeah, just it was something else, man. It was something else.
And the film, like I said, is well put together. You usually see films and the sound ain't right, or it looks like you was just in your living room doing it. This actually looks like an actual motion picture, and that's the thing I love about it.
I appreciate that.
You captured a lot of great film footage. Like, it looks really dope. When I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute. It really looks like a motion picture. A lot of the Tubi movies that I look at, because I love independent movies.
Yeah,
we've had so many different movies.
Just say it, bad movies. There's been some bad movies on Tubi.
It's been some badass movies.
It's some garbage on Tubi. It is.
I'm gonna make this story short, but let me explain what I did. So a couple of years back, when I was living in New York, me and my wife said we're gonna look at Tubi for the first time. And I forgot the name of the movie. I hope she's in the live so she can tell me the name of this movie. But do you realize they had one song going through the whole movie? It kept repeating, and it literally went through the whole movie. Every scene had the same exact music. And I'm sitting there going, why does this music sound familiar? And I go to another scene, the same music. I was like, oh my goodness. He must
budget cuts, bro.
That was a hell of a cut. That was a hell of a cut. And for you to actually have known artists' music in your film, it's a plus. It's literally a plus.
Yeah. I was excited. Shout out to Robert Townsend, because if it wasn't for Robert Townsend in the movie Five Heartbeats, I never would want to have been a director.
Yes.
That inspired me, especially the part when he sings, "I feel like going home" in the church. That I cry every time I watch that film, and I watch that film at least once a month. So shout out to Robert Townsend. Definitely.
Shout out to Robert Townsend. One of the GOATs, man. One of the GOATs.
My idol.
Tend to really forget about after. That's the thing about this industry. When you're not doing anything and you just want to have your regular life or whatever, people tend to forget. Like this guy, him, Keenan Ivory Wayans, these guys actually really brought something to the table. And, salute to them and salute to you, because that's a hell of a grind. You got to grind. Listen,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I know you got an agenda and everything else, but I got to talk about this. So I have a new project coming out. It's called Live and in Color, and it's very similar to Hollywood Shuffle. If my old heads remember Hollywood Shuffle.
Hell yeah.
In Living Color, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie. I created it through Hollywood Shuffle, and basically the same people. A lot of people from Can't Get Right is on. Rodney Perry. We got Coco Brown. We got Leon Rogers. We have K-Dub. We have She Tally, big time influencer, and we got Madam Boss, who's real big overseas, so we have an international connection. So basically, it's a comedy improv sketch show, and just the regular things you see on TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. And we just put a funny spin on it, and we shot about 23 sketches already. And we're shooting an additional 3 to 4 days in Atlanta, July 23rd through the 28th. And we're adding some real new talent. Chris Thomas, the mayor from Yo MTV Raps.
Yes.
And we got, like I said, we got a great project coming. And we got music. When I say music, I have so many independent artists from so many different countries that we're featuring their music videos. We got Arrested Development, new song Vibe is going to be on there. Jason Champion from Men at Large has a song in there. And, we have a lot of, we got a song.
Did you say Men at Large? Oh,
yeah, Men at Large. We got a song with Busta Rhymes in it. We got a song with, just so many people. But I'm really happy about it because it's an improv show. There's not one single curse word in there. And it's just funny. It just imagines the Cosby Show had a sketch improv show.
Exactly.
That's what it's like. But what I'm really proud about, in addition to the music and the funny, we're also going to have a real clinical therapist named Dr. Sabrina. Shout out to Dr. Sabrina.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of like therapy sessions with like a pimp. Shout out to Pat Mitchell, who is in therapy because he on hard times and pimping ain't what it used to be, you know. So
Okay.
he going to therapy and letting his real emotions out, you know. And Dr. Sabrina at the end of every segment, because she's a licensed therapist, is going to bring the real knowledge that we need in this world about bullying, about personalities of your life, about suicide, about family values and things like that at the end of
Okay.
every segment. So, like I said, we're going to tickle your funny bone. We're going to
No
feature a lot
doubt.
of music. We also have comedians that's going to feature 1 to 3 minutes for their stand-up, you know, from that Hollywood Shuffle days when,
Yeah,
you know, he
man.
used to mix all that in. And then, like I said, at the end of Dr. Sabrina. So any comedians that have a clean content tape or any artists that have a music video and it's clean, 1 to 3 minutes, love to have you. You can just go to my page or go to mheadfilms.com and we'll be happy to have you.
Actually, the website is featured at the bottom of the ticker right there. So yes,
Okay,
definitely,
excellent.
you know, definitely people definitely need to tune in because so you do all your casting yourself?
Yes. Man, I do everything myself. One thing I don't do is the camera. I don't mess with the camera. I know how to work a camera and I know how to
uh,
get the angles and I know what I want, but I'm
right.
not picking up no camera. That's just not
I
me.
know that's
But yeah,
right.
the biggest thing I love to just develop the idea, the concept, and then
Yeah.
I write all the sketches. I was
Wow.
looking this time for writers. I couldn't find anybody. When I was
Wow.
looking for writers, they was like, well, I don't know how to format and put it in a sketch, or well, I got to get X amount of dollars to do this and do that. So I just say, you know what, let me just finish it and do it myself. Because
Look at
nobody's
you.
gonna do it better than yourself.
No, they're not.
So and I just discovered my worth because of certain things that you reach out to ask people to do and they can't, or they make excuses why they can't. And I'm like, you know what? People just can't do it. So that's a
Exactly.
value to what I'm doing. And like I said, I'm really excited because the biggest thing I get out of my productions is people that have not had an opportunity to be leads on projects like the camera person or the lighting person. You know, they know what they're doing, but they just have not elevated. The opportunity to let them elevate and evolve. And then, like, I have people from Can't Get Right that's on Tyler Perry projects right now and
Okay.
on Will Packer's projects right now.
Right.
So, you know, I'm really excited. And I had 2 girls on my set, never knew each other. Now they're roommates. And I got
Whoa.
people that do all type of work together, never knew each other, but because they was all on the set, now
Yeah.
they're all working together. And that's probably the biggest joy that I get out of doing
I
my
know that's right.
projects, of just developing that talent. And people
Yeah.
they don't need me to, because their talent is going to take it. I'm just steering them in the right direction, giving them the opportunity.
That's all. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
salute, brother, salute.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're about to get into something. You
Okay.
know, this is very
You
interesting.
always
Now,
getting into something, bro. You got some questions.
yo, so we're gonna get to this other project that you got going on. All right.
Okay.
It's the Ronaldo Ray story.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First, for those who don't know who this is, and like I said, you know, a lot of people tend to forget a lot of these comics over the years.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, God bless him, you know, he passed away. And for you to even get a chance to do the story, it's just that's dope.
Yes,
That's
it is.
really
It
dope.
is.
So tell me, how did that even come about?
Well, like if you, people was paying attention earlier to the show, I said when I first started out, I used to do Red Fox and Ronaldo Ray shows. And I look, young blood, let me tell you something. I think you're funny, but you need some hardcore material. And I actually met Ronaldo Ray and worked with him on a couple of shows.
Really?
And yes, and he was somebody that stuck in my mind when I did some shows. There he is right there. And when people see him, be like, oh, that's that dude. First thing they think about is 2 things. They think that's that dude, believe it or not, from 227 for the old heads, because he was the mailman on 227.
Yes, he was.
Or Harlem Nights when he
Yep.
was I ain't selling punk. And
You know what's so funny? I actually got a clip.
really?
Yes, I definitely
Okay.
got a clip. So what we're gonna do, for those who don't know who he's talking about, I have this clip, a little short clip of a couple of movies that he actually been on, and him standing up, Check him out because he was hilarious.
Yes.
So check this out real quick. Hilarious man, Mr. Ronaldo.
Man, you are doing your homework, brother.
I thought that a woman walked in
Definitely,
looked just
I got
like
it.
my ex-wife tonight. Scared the shit out of me. Because I ain't paid no alimony. I don't believe in alimony. That's like paying for a car that you can't drive. If I ever send a woman some alimony, bitch better send me some pussy back in the mail. I was married 3 times to 3 zodiac freaks. A Cancer, a Scorpio, and a Sagittarius crabby ass.
I was tripping, man. You want me to ask for my bike back? You know I wouldn't trip. What bike? The beach cruiser. The one I let you use a couple of weeks ago. The one I've been asking you about. Oh, that bike. Hey, no, you wanted it back, homie? It's right here. Follow me, homie. Yeah, it's just like it's both ours. We'll just keep it down at my house. Cool.
Oh, shit!
That's my bike, punk!
You got knocked the fuck out!
Oh, you want something too, old man? Huh?
No. Get off your ass and get in this car, boy. I don't know why you come down here messing with these people. Hurry up.
Man, I ain't shooting shit. I told you kids bring me bad luck. I can't stand them little bastards. Now get the fuck out of here before I kick your ass.
You ain't whooping shit. Now shoot the dice, you snaggle-toothed motherfucker.
All right, I'm gonna shoot these motherfuckers. You understand? I'm gonna shoot, but I bet not crap. That's all I know. I just bet not crap.
Oh, man.
Come on, Six, with your funky ass. I've been waiting for you all night. Baby needs shoes. My wife needs clothes.
And you need some teeth.
Shoot the goddamn dice, man.
Hey, man, I'm gonna shoot the damn dice. You understand? I'm gonna shoot them. I'm gonna send every one of you motherfuckers home broke.
Shoot him.
Broke.
Oh, shit.
Come on, Six, with your bad ass. Come on here. Ah,
Crap.
Man, what the fuck you doing with this kid in here, man? Didn't I tell you them motherfuckers bring me bad luck, man?
Whoa. What's that sign say? Ray's place. That's me. This is my place, okay? I have in here who in the fuck I want. Okay, you lost. So pass the dice. I'll buy them from this motherfucker.
And I ain't selling.
Man,
Yeah.
what a lot of people don't realize is he toured with Red Fox for 18 years.
Yeah.
And Red Fox was his mentor. Now, what you just saw, the clips you can get on YouTube and things like that. But in this Ronaldo Race Story documentary, we're going to go beyond that. People don't realize that he did like 3 movies with Cat Williams, and we're going to feature those clips.
Okay.
He did a couple of movies with Clifton Powell that are hilarious, and people have probably never seen those movies, who made the potato salad. And,
okay, I saw that.
Okay, and it was just the scene where they all at the table with D. Ray Davis, him, and he did House Party 3 with Bernie Mac.
Yes, he did. Bernie Mac, yeah.
And he's more famous out of anything as far as to the eye, to the modern era, as being the host on BET Comic View with him and Miss Laura.
Yeah.
So we're gonna feature all that, and we have, listen to this lineup. We got D.L. Hughley, Bruce, we got Miss Laura Hayes. I can't say his name because we haven't confirmed him 100% yet, but we got Tommy Davidson.
Wow.
We're gonna have Eddie Levert, and the reason why I want to do Eddie Levert is because Eddie Levert and the OJs was like one of the first tours he went out for his professional career, and a lot of people don't know that. Yeah. We also have A.G. Sanders, who, if you remember Gina from Different World, she toured with him for many years when she was starting out. Ed Wanda White, who toured with him, Bernie Mac, and Cat Williams, and Earthquake. And we also have Oh man, we got Joe Torre, we have Rodney Perry, Damon Williams,
Damn.
and we got one of his old managers, Star Will Reed, Michael Collier, and him were best
Wow.
friends. Going to be on the project, and Lunel as well. So it's and we have more people. I can't say their names just yet until
Yeah,
we get
but they
100%
coming.
confirmed. Yeah, but they coming, and
No
it's gonna
doubt.
be some big names too. And I just mentioned, and Clifton Powell, I'm sorry, is a producer on there
Listen,
as well. And
yo,
Pinky,
wow.
yeah, you know.
Wow. Let
But
me give
Ronaldo
y'all a
Ray,
round of applause real quick because
he was an unforgotten legend who mentored today's star, and we all called him the OG of comedy and the uncle on the road because that's what he was. He
yeah.
always had great advice. And we got some other stuff coming up after the Ronaldo Ray story, so stay tuned for that. Shout out to the family. His son and his grandson are going to be on the project as well, telling their interviews. So really, really excited. I'm actually going to California. Melody Camacho is going to be on there as well.
Oh wow. I haven't seen her in a
Um,
minute. Oh snap.
yeah,
I love her.
yeah. I got an oldie goodie for you. Thea Vidal is going to be on the show.
Thea, are you serious? What?
Thea Vidal, yes. A lot of people
Yo,
like
I
she's still
loved her
alive.
show.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Her son actually is in the WWE.
Really, I did not know that. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
Shelton
talked to
Benjamin.
her, and she confirmed. And the reason why I wanted to get her is because she was on tour when he was just getting his feet wet. There was
Wow.
4 women, and I'm still trying to get her, but Marla Gibbs, Nell
Mm.
Carter, Marsha Warfield, and Thea Vidal. Those were, if you want to call it a rat pack, that was
That's
the
a
rat
rat
pack.
pack. That's a
You
rat
know,
pack.
because
Wow.
Marla Gibbs had a nightclub and she used to
Yeah.
do comedy at a nightclub. I think it was St. Louis, I think.
I just found that
And
out too. Yes.
yeah, yes. And but man, I was gonna let the
Almost let the cat
thing
out
out
the
the
bag.
bag. Yeah, I was let the cat out the bag on my next production that I'm doing. But
Uh-oh.
I can't say it. Yeah, I'll tell you off
No
there.
doubt.
But
No doubt. Of
but
course.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Things
But the
happen. Let
Ronaldo
me tell
Ray,
you something. Before he said anything, let me explain. A lot of stuff happens behind the scenes on this show.
yes.
I have so many secrets that I will never tell. Trust me. It's so many things that I know. That's why it's like I love doing the show because behind the scenes, we can just let it loose at the end of the day, you know? So I definitely understand that. You definitely can't tell everything until
I
everything
know
is literally.
exactly what you're talking about because I have a podcast, so I know exactly what you're talking about when you're interviewing and things like that. So
Exactly.
yes,
And
yes.
you're just dope. It's a dope thing that a lot of people gonna really look at this video and be like, okay, wait a minute. You've been in this business for so long,
Mhm.
and you wasn't taught. You learned on your own.
Yep.
That's the gratifying thing is to see your stuff right now. I know people go to school to do it. I know people train people to do it. But for you to sit down on YouTube and actually study certain things and knowing the process, because you actually
Yes,
built a process for this.
yes. It is a process.
It's totally
Yeah.
amazing, bro, because that video, that movie, that film that you got out here can't get right. I'm telling you, y'all definitely need to go to Tubi and check it out because it's one of the funniest. And the special thing about it is no cursing.
No, not cursing. Shout out to my mom because, well, first of all, shout out to my wife and my kids. Because my wife and my kids endured all this while I was going on the road traveling. You know, after the movie, you know, I was plugging the movie, going to different places. So shout out to them. But shout out to my mom because my mom made all the design, including the shirt, including the hat I have back here.
What?
She made all my wardrobe. And when
Wow.
I say I went to my parents' house and took everything out of their garage and used it for props in the movie, half
No
the
doubt.
movie set is from my parents' garage. Okay. And my mom is like
Whoa.
one of my biggest fans.
No
And
doubt.
my mom is like the only 73-year-old woman walking around with glasses, goggles on, and a power saw. You know, my mom is that person always building stuff. And she's been just, I mean, I see where I get it from, the creativity.
No
And
doubt.
like I said, just bringing food for everybody to eat and like I said, making the
Wow.
wardrobes. She
Mm,
helped me find a church from her friend that owned the church. Let me use their church, and it worked perfectly
mm,
what we do. So shout out to Avery Head. Much
mm.
love,
Avery
much
Head.
love.
Much love. Let me give her a round of applause.
Yeah,
Let me give her
definitely.
a round of
Mom,
applause
shout
because
out, definitely, definitely.
you definitely did okay.
Now I saw you just popped up something. You want to talk about that?
Yo, we about to pop. Yeah, it popped up. You seen that? Ain't that something?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm like
now
you. I don't miss much.
you saw that. I tried to get it out real quick, but anyway. So what people don't know, he actually has a podcast called Good Head Podcast. So this is his logo right here. So tell us about the podcast because I looked at a couple of episodes that you already have and it's fucking hilarious. I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
Well, I got a curse word out of you. Whoa.
Yeah, oh yeah. You every now and then every now and then I do.
You throw one out.
Now.
So the Good Head Podcast show, the reason why I wanted to create that is because, believe it or not, if I had to, I ain't gonna say do it all over again, but the one thing I always want to do, I always want to be a radio personality. I always wanted to be on the radio. And to this day, if somebody came to me with an offer, I would do the radio in a heartbeat. And
what?
yeah, I would do a radio in a heartbeat because I have so many ideas of how I would make that work. And you know, I know Ricky Smiley and Special K is a good friend of mine, and I just seen them work and how they do their stuff. And I want to do something like, all right, so I don't have my radio show, so let me create my own. That's why I was talking about being creative. So I want to do that because one, it gives me a chance to interview. It gives me a chance to elevate my brand, but I get to meet certain people that I just don't have access because it's a virtual. So Shawty was my first guest. And, you know, we had a great time. But I don't just ask questions that everybody know about that person. I'm like you. I dig deep and I do my research in history. So I asked him a bunch of things. I've had Dr. Sabrina on there. And it's not about celebrities. It's about creating a platform and an oxygen for people to have a brand and a business through their creativity, and they're making a revenue. But we do have celebrities. I've had Special K on there from Ricky Smiley Morning Show. I got Rock T coming up. I've had Coco Brown on there, Damon Williams. The guy, a lot of people don't know, but you're going to know him. Well, he's got like 2 million followers. His name is Darren Fleet. He's a comedian in Baltimore. But he's he's a gay comedian, but he is hilarious. And he's like the next thing. And we got Sherry Johnson from Punky Brewster coming up, Montel Jordan coming up, Rodney Perry coming up, and we have Donnell Jones coming up. We have and all these people on the website right now. And Damian Hall from Guy, him and I are actually about to do a film project soon.
Wow, that's cool. And
Big Red from
he's
Five Heartbeats.
I know you're talking about.
Yes. Hawthorne James is his name, real name. And you know, we got a project we're about to do as well. So and I just love it because, like I said, we just sit down and chop it up and we talk, and then we put it on. It's a virtual. And shout out to Daniel, my producer, who puts it all together. And we got Madam Boss, we got She Tally. I mean, people that's got millions of followers, you know. Like I said, we seek out people that have a brand and they're making a revenue. That's all I want. And we just mixed this. I got Tina Graham coming up next. Because I'm not in my surroundings. Like you see, I got a coat rack behind me. I got creative and put a hat and a shirt because I'm in a temporary housing because we're on our way to Atlanta next week. You got to make do what you got to do.
You got to do
it. Then I'm going to pick the podcast back up. Like I said, we're going to have Montel Jordan, Tina Graham, who's the godmother of comedy as far as booking comedians. She was responsible for booking all the talent for Who's Got Jokes with Bill Bellamy and Def Comedy Jam. And she also booked for Bad Boys of Comedy with Pete, whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is. But and I do have a live. I do an IG live, and I would definitely want to have you on my IG live and podcast every Monday and every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We do a live. I got TP Hearns coming up this Monday. A legend, big time legend. And we've had, you know, Rodney Perry on there. Pierre's been on there. You know, we've had a lot of people just coming through, and it's not just comedians. You know, we've had a lot. Men at Large was on my podcast.
Wow.
Oh, let me tell you, I'm not going to say I fan out. I don't fan out for many people because I've worked with a lot of people, and I've been in the circles with a lot of people from Hollywood. But I had a guest on who I grew up watching, and he was my idol. I had his poster when he was like 16 years old, and I was younger than him. He had a little gold chain. Haywood Nelson, who used to play Dwayne from What's Happening,
Yo, you lying. Come on, stop playing.
was a guest, and him and I have created a heck of a bond to where, we got some stuff coming up, and just to have him on my show and have him call my name and say my name, hey, and we actually working on something about hey too. So I'm not gonna give that away.
Damn.
But
that's dope.
And man, that's dope. So
people don't understand. For those who never seen What's Happening, he literally was like the young one besides D. He was the young guy with the crew, and he always, it was like he stood out because of the afro. He was a handsome kid, and it was just infectious. And back then, those guys was like icons to us.
Yes. Let me drop this nugget. I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to say this before I forget.
Yeah.
About Haywood Nelson. A lot of people don't realize Haywood Nelson was in Cooley High. Okay.
Yes, he was.
And very young, but in Cooley High. And the one thing about people don't know about Haywood is he was actually a Broadway actor before when he was like 8, 9 years old. And he auditioned for Good Times, got the part. Him and Bernadette Staines, who played Thelma, were originally supposed to be Michael and brother and sister. So he got the part. They told him he had it, and then the company wanted to get someone that had because he did a lot of commercials, but they wanted to get like who was the hot person at the time, and that was Michael. Not Michael. I forget his name. Ralph Carter, who played Michael. Yeah. So they ended up giving him the role because he had just finished doing a big Broadway play. Yeah. So they called Haywood back and say, we're not going to go with you. We're going to go with somebody else. And that's how Michael, the original, so he wasn't the original Michael. And another thing is the show What's Happening. The show What's Happening was actually a spinoff from Cooley High. A lot of people don't know that. And I want everyone to go watch the Good Head Podcast Show. You can watch it on YouTube or just go to the podcast, Good Head Podcast Show. And Haywood talks about that. And what's very interesting is the name of the show was called To Be Called Cooley High, but they didn't want to name it that. So when they was in a room trying to figure out what they want to name the show, they asked him, Fred Berry, and Ernest Thomas, what should they call it? And Haywood said, just call it Hey. And then he said, no, just say What's Happening. Because, that's everybody saying what's happening.
Back in the days, What's Happening was the word. So
he came up with the name for the show, What's Happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That I would have never knew that. That's so dope.
And after he finished on the set, he would go to Red Fox's set because Red Fox set was right next to him, and he'd hang out with Red Fox, Wanda Page, and Damon Wilson. Shout out to Damon Wilson too. I met him. We talked a little bit. Real good dude. Shout out to. But yeah, Haywood Nelson, man, that's like one on the bucket list. Robert Townsend is next.
I know that.
Haywood Nelson was a bucket list. Yes.
Haywood Nelson. Wow.
Yes.
Salute to him, man. So listen,
and you can see I'm getting all excited talking about.
I know. Listen, but let me tell you something, and I don't blame you because speaking on him of all people, like I said, it's dope because I haven't seen him, so I'm gonna definitely check that podcast out.
Yes.
And I probably try to get him to come up here because that would be wow. Like that would be something. And you know us how we promote. Boy, he is. See, I'm at that age when that came out, so I'll take it more to heart because those are the shows that when we was growing up we was looking at, and looking up to these young men as actors. You understand? So for me to actually interview him, like you said, I think I'll probably fan out at first. I'm gonna have to talk to him in the back.
Here's what I'm gonna do for you, brother. Because like I say, you showed me love and everything else. And like I say, we talk all the time. And once you finish this show, send me the tape or whatever, send me the clip. I'm gonna send it to him and I'm gonna tell him he needs to check this show out. So I'm gonna go ahead and link it up. I'm gonna at least make the attempt to link it up to tell him to come through.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Yes. Salute. I appreciate that. I really do.
I appreciate you, brother.
That'd be dope. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's hot.
I don't believe I don't mind sharing, bro.
Yeah, listen, me either. Me either, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, especially with your podcast, why not? Shit.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because people be like, nah, I'm gonna hold on to that connection. Like, what are you holding it for? I don't understand. You did it already. You got the recording.
Right.
You're good. And you probably won't ever bring them back. Like, it's okay. You know, and at the end of the day, we can help each other as far as in us being black men and just
Yes.
people. You understand? We all need a helping hand, and hopefully that people that's in here looking at this is actually tuning in to 2B to look at your actual crazy ass funny movie. Can't Get Right. I'm telling y'all will
Now,
be.
real quick, like I said, I don't mean to interrupt you, but the thought comes in my head. Now, I do more than just do comedy because, like I said, we have the improv live in the color coming up. But in the works, we also have a animation project that we're doing.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
yes, it's an animation project, and it's going to be 3D, the real deal, that Madagascar cars looking animation. It's very expensive, but it's going to be worth it. And I got some celebrity people. I can't say, especially kids, because it's going to be for kids. Let me just say it's about a raccoon family, and
Okay.
it's very similar to Finding Nemo and Madagascar. And it's gonna be dope. And my kids are gonna be on it doing voices. My son, 10-year-old, is in the movie, believe it or not.
What?
Can't Get Right. Yes, he's the kid that at the birthday party,
Yeah.
you know, when the Shawty the clown pushes his face.
Yes. That's your son?
That's my son. Yeah, that's
I'm
my son.
done. I'm done.
Yeah, and
Wow.
he's in Live and in Color. Him and Coco Brown did a did a sketch together when he's in the she's in the shower, and he's you know how when you kids when you get in the shower, that's when your kids bother you.
All the
So
time.
we're gonna do that scene. And I
I know
actually
that.
did a scene. You know, I used to act, but I actually did a scene with my son. So I'm in the shower and he bothered me. So that
Wow.
was yeah. So my son, he can act, man. He can act. He can
Really? And
improv like crazy.
and
Yeah.
he's 10?
10 years old. He'll be 11
Wow.
next month. And he made me sign a contract that every time I do a movie, he got to be in there with a
There it
cameo or
is.
something. Yeah.
There it
And
is.
my
Listen.
6-year-old now and she's like the next Lele. You know, that girl Lele,
What?
my little
Yeah.
daughter. Yeah, personality unmatched.
Wow.
Yeah, changing outfits every 2 minutes, brother. Every 2 minutes. Changing
Oh, God.
shoes. She going to Marshalls or TJ Maxx
Yeah.
and she know what she want. I don't have to
Uh-oh.
tell her. She get the socks to match, the clothes to match, the hat, the purse.
Mm.
Man, yeah,
And how old
she
she
gonna
is?
be 6.
Whoa.
All she
You got stuff
does every
in your
day
hand.
is get in a little corner and write and draw. That's all
Oh,
she
wow.
does. Write and draw.
Oh,
She writes and draw every day. My son,
wow.
11-year-old, 10-year-old, playing video games all day. She
Right.
over there writing, being creative, using her mind. So I
See?
look and I'm saying, see, thank you, because he gonna need a job, and
Uh-huh.
you gonna have a corporation that you
Uh-huh.
running, and he gonna come work for you. So at least I
Exactly.
know that he gonna be
They're
taken
gonna be all right.
care. But he gonna be a big time actor too. Like I said, I develop
Yeah,
and create talent. My son is that.
no doubt.
Give him a couple of years. He especially with me,
Uh-huh. Oh
that
yeah.
boy gonna be a beast. Yeah.
Listen, and salute to you for harnessing that talent like you do. You understand
Yeah,
that
man. Yeah.
that's something special because as dads, that's all we want, man. The best for our kids. And for him to actually have the wherewithal to actually make you sign a contract and say whatever movie you
Yeah.
make,
Yep.
I want to be
Contract.
either. Yeah, that's crazy. I love that. I
And,
love that.
and I got the next Game of Thrones Braveheart
Uh
type series that
oh.
I have written. I'm gonna send you
Okay.
the trailer, and
Please.
it's that's gonna be the multi-million-dollar, and then after that we got the Star Wars project that we're gonna
Damn.
do. So
Listen,
yeah, so we
a
building it
lot
up.
going
You
on.
know, I'm not trying to
There's
go too ahead of the game, but we
but
got some stuff that's just evolving and elevating each time we do it. So I do more than just comedy. So
yes, you do.
anybody that wants someone to write a screenplay for them, or
Uh-oh.
develop a budget, or
Uh-oh.
anybody that wants to write teach them how to be a producer, how to,
Yeah.
if you have an idea, you come to somebody like me and I'll put it on paper and format it for you, and I'll get you funding for it, and I'll get your stuff produced. So if anybody has an idea, I'll take it from there.
Oh, we're gonna
That's what
talk
I
behind
do.
the scenes. Oh, we
Yeah,
talking
that's what I
behind the
do.
scenes. Oh,
That's what
you
I
the
do.
man. You are
Yeah.
definitely the man. And y'all heard it here first on 2111 Radio Show. Mr. Marcus Head. Just listen, It's been a pleasure having you here, man. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, we gotta go.
Let me tell you something. I will sit here and talk to you for another hour. It's literally,
and we probably finna do that anyway. So
so exactly. But I'm gonna let these people go because they definitely been in here chirping you on and fanning out.
Hey, I appreciate the love. I seen all the comments in the chat.
Yeah, they've been in here.
I appreciate the love, everybody.
Yeah,
and brother, let me salute you because you do your homework. I've seen some of your lives. You're very prepared. You're very gracious. 100%. You guys, red carpet. I love it when you can say exclusive. I love when people call my interviews exclusive.
Exclusive, baby.
And I appreciate that because I'm working hard in these streets for that, brother. But salute to you and your team because you guys definitely are top notch as far as production, brother. Really appreciate that. I've done a lot of these.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of these, and you guys are the real deal.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna take this and put it in my shorts, right?
Hey, you deserve it. You deserve it.
YouTube short. This is gonna come out later on tonight. Be prepared because
here we go. Here we go. Hey, y'all. This is Marcus here, producer from the film Can't Get Right. Also got a lot of stuff coming up, the Ronaldo Ray Project. I just want to let you know I'm here right now on 2111 Radio with my man D. Y'all, keep it locked.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Always got to get a promo, bro. I'm all about networking. Always got to get a network.
And listen, let me tell you something. So now, what you don't know is this. Any projects that you have coming out and you want on social media, please tag us because we got people that will actually put it in our stories and other people's stories. This is something that for you to come to our show and be a guest on my show, I want to support. So
all right, now be careful what you want. Be careful what you ask for because I'm going to hashtag stalk y'all.
Let's go. Listen,
I am going to stalk y'all sending stuff.
And I want you to take advantage of that because at the end of the day, if I help you, you're helping me.
Oh, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, when you get that Academy Award,
it's coming.
I heard it here on 2111 Radio Show. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because you're a hard-working brother. You understand?
Real quick, I got to say this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So Jim Carrey, for those that don't know, before he did Live in Living Color, he wrote $1 million blank check in his name and put it in his wallet and took it everywhere he went and said he's going to be a millionaire and he's going to be a big star. He did that. Wow. What I've done is I've recorded myself accepting an Academy Award video. This is going to be gold one day, but I've recorded myself accepting my Academy Award and I got the video for that. And I play that all the time to motivate me.
Wow.
Yes.
That is dope. Listen, why not? Why not? Why not, Mr. Marcus Head?
Yes, sir.
Listen, at this point, like I said, with the drive that you have for what you have done, because the bigger your budget is, oh my goodness, it's just gonna.
Just imagine when I get some real money, brother.
That's what I'm talking. It's gonna be ridiculous. So yes, I see it. I see the drive, man. You definitely have a drive about you, and it's infectious because I have that same damn drive. I wanna be the best. You know, I'm always trying to be the best, and right now we're starting out pretty well. And for you to do all of this with no training, again, salute to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, brother.
Because that movie, I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of 2B movies that the focus is not right. It looks like somebody just recorded it out their living room, or you actually see the camera shadows in the back. Listen,
so I'm about to give you an exclusive nugget that I haven't done yet. So we're gonna do a sequel.
Okay.
To Can't Get Right.
Oh.
And one of the storylines is I already wrote it. One of the storylines is Grandma Dirty is pregnant. And she's trying to figure out who the baby daddy is. So Rodney Perry, Rodney Perry gonna, be one of them. The guy that was Ray Ray is gonna be one of them. I have a guy that is a big time rapper. She gonna be at the concert with Coco Brown. It's gonna be her sidekick in the film.
Oh my!
And she gonna be at the concert. Man, her old butt at the concert with a big sign. I'm pregnant. You the baby daddy. While he up there doing his thing. And then they gonna get her and Coco Brown out of there and pick them up, and you know how they pick you up and
Yes.
spread you up. They gonna do
Yes.
that. So just imagine her big old self getting spreaded all the way through. Talking about who's that touching my butt? You know, it's gonna be hilarious.
Wow. Listen.
And
I think
oh
that'd
man,
be great.
I can't get no more away, but that's gonna be one of the meat and potatoes.
That was a hell of a nugget, and it's definitely
Shout out to
gonna be
Mahogany Raspberry, who played Grandma Dirty. I forgot to mention her name.
That's who
Shout
that
out
is.
to,
Okay.
Yeah, Mahogany Raspberry and Shamice Renee, Tim Murray, Squirt, Jesse Lewis the Fourth. You know, so I forgot a shade. Of course, Shardy, Damian Williams, and you know, we got a lot of people. Like I said, my son was in it, and my brother,
And
older brother, was in the
producer,
background.
right?
Huh? No, he's not a producer. He's a builder. But
Builder, okay.
in the scene when Shawty comes in and say, "What my name is," my brother is sitting right there at the chair. Yeah.
Wow.
He's
That's
also
crazy.
in the church scene. And shout out to Weight Ball, because Weight Ball did his thing, Pastor Wright. Did his thing in that movie, man. Definitely did his thing.
Yo, listen, it's been a pleasure, man. I can't
Yes, sir.
believe that, you know, it's nice to see a brother out here working and grinding and doing good. You understand? And
Yeah, I appreciate
again,
that.
we will definitely keep supporting you in any way we can. So please tag us. I'm telling you right now, we're not
Oh,
going to get
brother,
tired.
it's done. It's
We're not
done.
going to get
Thumbs
tired
are
of it.
already in motion.
Exactly,
Already in motion.
because what happens is that as much as people look at our stories and your stories and my friends' stories and my co-worker stories, somebody gonna see it. Is somebody gonna definitely chirp into your podcast or your movie, whatever it is?
Yes.
We're gonna definitely help you out in every way. All right.
Yeah, God is blessing, brother.
Yes, definitely. So thanks everybody for showing up today. It's been a dope interview. This has been dope. It's been, like I said, it's like we were just sitting in our living room just having a damn conversation. Real talk with little skits. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for coming. And we actually, Monday is going to be a special show. We have no other than I'm going to get this name right because I'll be messing people's names up. I mess a couple of people's names up. She played in Belly. Keisha from Belly. Her name is Tierra Hicks.
Yes, from Bronx Tale.
Yes. She will be here Monday at 8:00.
Wow.
We definitely gonna have her coming in at 8:00 on Monday. And you already know I done did my damn homework. So just gonna be really excited. So hopefully I could get you to come out and see her. If you have a question for her, maybe she could do one of your movies at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Listen.
Hey, I've reached out to her. She ain't called me back yet. So hey, I would love to have her on the movie. She's very talented.
If you come to the show, I'm gonna put you in that little thing right there. That man is calling you. He's a movie director, a film director, and you know he's been reaching out and nobody can, you know. So at the end of the day, I will hook that up. I don't have a problem.
That's how it works. That's how it works, bro.
Yeah. So again, thanks everybody. We're gonna talk to my man behind the scenes definitely, and y'all have the rest of the y'all night, and we're gonna tune out right